Alright, we have CAM all set up. I did figure out how to rename these. You click on them, you wait a little bit and click again, and you can go in and name them whatever you like. So the process for this is that this 6" by 6" piece of aluminum will be put in a vise, and this pocket will be milled out of the back. And then that pocket and hole will be used with the piece of aluminum flipped over to bolt it to a jig for removing the extra material around the outside and milling the front. So let's start back here, milling the back of this piece. I've selected setup back. I could select setup front, but I want setup back, so I have that selected. And I'm going to go to drilling. The first thing I want to do is to I'm going to select the tool here. And the first tool I want is the center drill. So a center drill is a very rigid tool that can be used to start the hole. Drill bits are not as rigid. They're longer for the diameter. So when they start, they can wander and either drill crooked or break the drill bit, something like that. So we have selected tool 64 here. What do we want to drill? I'm going to click on the geometry and zoom in and select this hole. Now there is a problem, which is that it's going to start drilling that far below where we want it to. It thinks this is the top, but we haven't removed the material from this pocket yet. So in heights, I'm going to come in here and top height, instead of hole top, I'm going to select stock top. Alright, and then I don't want it to go that deep. So for bottom height, I'm going to select stock top minus, I'm going to type in here minus 0.1 inches. So it'll just drill down in 0.1 inches. And then I go, what cycle? There's a lot of different cycles you can choose from, but I just want this first one, drilling rapid out. Alright, so it's created that tool path, and it's just going to drill a little bit of material out there, something for the drill bit to center on and continue drilling. So now let's use the drill bit. I'm going to put in another operation under drilling. I'm going to go drill. I'm going to select a different tool, and that will be this 5/16 drill bit. I'll just double click on that. I'm going to select the same geometry, this hole. I'll zoom in and click on that hole. And then for heights, instead of hole top again, I'm going to put stock top, and I'm going to leave that as hole bottom. But notice this, the drill bit at the tip, I don't know if you can quite see that, but it has these angled sides at the start of the flutes. I want this hole to go all the way through. If I come in here under hole bottom and type in negative point, let's say 1/8, it will drill all the way through. And now for cycle, instead of drilling rapid out, I'm going to go deep drilling, full retract, and click OK. It's generating the tool paths for that drill, and it has it. And if you look there, you can see that it drills all the way through. All right, now let's remove the material from this pocket. For that, I'm going to get a 2D contour. I'm going to get 2D adaptive clearing. I'm going to select the tool. And what I want is this shear hog, call it a face mill. We put it in there as a face mill, 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Very large diameter tool for the size of this part. What do I want to mill? I'm going to select this line down around the base here. Alright, go to heights, top, stock top, bottom, selected contours. That's exactly what I want. Under passes, I'm going to go multiple depths, and I'm going to put a maximum instead of 0.2, I'm going to have that be 0.08. Let's say. The radial stock to leave and the axial stock to leave, I'm going to make these both 0. This isn't going to be a real nicely finished look, but it does not need to be. Look over other stuff, I think that's all good. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And now it will generate those toolpaths. Oop, no, there was something I need changed. You can see that it is not milling all the way out into these corners. That means that the Clockworks won't sit in there. That's because I missed one thing in the setup here of this. Where is that? It's not the step down, it's not the load. Okay, here under passes, this minimum cut radius, it's at 75 thousandths. I want it to be at 1,000th, 0.001. Click OK on that. It'll generate that toolpath, and as you can see, it's cutting all the way out into that circle. All right, there is one more thing that we need to put in, and that is a 2D chamfer, just to knock off these sharp edges. The tool I'm going to select here is this 45 engraved chamfer. All right, geometry. Well, let's do this line, let's do this line, and let's do this line on the hole there. Come over here to chamfer width. Let's put in 0.02 there. And chamfer tip offset of 0.04 should work. Let's go ahead and click OK. And it has generated those toolpaths. Now, I can right-click on Setup Back and click Simulate. And press this play button and see if the simulation makes sense. Is it cutting the way I want it to cut and cutting what I want it to cut? There it goes, putting on the chamfer. And everything looks good. I'll close the simulation. We have a good set of operations for milling out the back.